granted, you don't want to just go in dick swinging and shit and hoping she'll just Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica Jane. I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, Jessica, what are some things that make me seem boring and unattractive to women? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked, because I'm gonna go over 5 of those things that are turning women off without you even realizing it, and really just putting us to sleep in ways we shouldn't be going to bed. And to make sure you never miss out on another opportunity to find your blind spots that are boring the shit out of us, or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button with that notification bell. Okay, so unfortunately, a lot of you guys don't realize you're doing this, or you don't realize that this is boring women or making you look unattractive to women, is because y'all were taught that this is the way to communicate. So make sure you stay till the very end, because the last 2 are actually things that most men know nothing about. But once you realize you're doing this with women, you'll see a whole world of difference once you stop. So the first one is talking about things at length. What do I always say the number one thing we're all interested in is? Exactly, it's ourselves. And when you speak from a personal human experience, because our number one interest is ourselves, anytime you talk like that, people will be interested in what you have to say, because we too have personal human experiences. So when you talk about inanimate objects or things or unhuman experiences for too long, you lose our attention and interest. So for example, if you talk at length about the details of your job, or even the details of your day, or get too caught up on a topic, you run the risk of losing us further and further and further. Because again, number one interest, ourselves. And the more you talk about a thing, which isn't you, the more you start to bore us. And because we women go off of our feelings in that moment, if you start to talk about things that bore us, and things will eventually bore us, you will eventually be branded as boring in our brain. The second one is staying comfortable. No, I'm not here to tell you that like, no, the only way to be good with girls is get out of your comfort zone. What I mean is, if you are comfortable and you are bored and you're one of those people that likes to mindlessly go about his day, we will not mind you much. Because I always say, how you feel about yourself and your life is how we will feel about you and your life. And if you're completely comfortable with doing nothing different, and you don't have any spark of emotion throughout your day, throughout your life even, and you're just comfy, cozy, coasting along, then we will coast right past you. Which then brings me to the third one, which is being predictable and being redundant. Now, I don't mean that you are a boring guy, which I just talked about in the third one, you being comfortable, you not having much expression, emotion, excitement in your life. I'm talking about you speaking like everybody else. How was your day? It was good. That's predictable. That's redundant. That's what puts you in the category of all these other people that I don't know and don't give a fuck to know. When you start mouthing off shit that is commonplace in conversation, that's when we start putting you in the common ass motherfucker corner of our brains, which is barely a corner, and it's in there for a little bit and then you're gone. For me, one of my favorite things about, I forget what country it was, might have been Spain, when you ask like, how are you, they will motherfucking tell you how they are. But here in America, at least, usually you say, hey, how are you? And then your response is supposed to be, good, how about you? And then the other person says, good. And then you never fucking care to see each other ever again or talk to one another again. But if you start to genuinely answer questions or genuinely ask questions or give honest answers, as opposed to perfunctory ones or standard ones that everybody says, that's what's gonna make you seem boring and attractive. But if you're the guy who describes everything as good, fine, then expect to bore the shit out of her and never hear from her again. The fourth one I like to call, I go, you go, and then I go, and then you go. You guys have probably heard me allude to this several times, and I talked about how men tend to do this is when you play golf in conversation, which is you hit the ball, then I hit the ball, then you hit the ball, then our balls have been hit. And it doesn't matter if you're there, if she's there, if either one of you are swapped out, because your conversation isn't connected. Y'all are just waiting for the other to speak and take their turn. And that does not a connection make. And if there's no connection, we're not gonna feel any type of pull towards you. Some people make fun of me for saying pull when I mean pull, P-U-L-L. That might be my Filipino accent. But you get what I'm saying. If nothing's tying us back to you and this conversation, you can easily be swapped out. And if you can easily be swapped out, how the fuck are we gonna be attracted to you? Newsflash, we won't be. Which then brings me to the fifth one, which is talking to her like you talk to everybody else. Now I know I and other dating coaches have talked about not putting her on a pedestal, not treating her as special and perfect. But I'm telling you right now, if you want something different with a woman, you will have to interact with them differently than you do your friends, your family members. Because there's that one component that you don't use with your friends, your family members, your coworkers, strangers, whoever, that you should use with women you want. And yes, I am talking about instilling desire. It is the one thing that separates that girl from anybody else in your life. Granted, you don't want to just go in dick swinging and shit and hoping she'll just but she still has to be aware that you have one. Now you might be saying, well, Jessica, I don't get it. I have to show her the peen behind the peen. This is so confusing. Well, if you are in that position where you are a little confused as to how to maneuver your interactions with women in a way that creates those connections and creates that chemistry, make sure you sign up today. I open the doors for my live Speak to Spark Arousal virtual event where I'm going to teach you this thing I've been talking to you about for years, this Speak to Spark Arousal system, which has been the core tenet of my entire coaching program and the one thing that has helped all my clients get exactly what they want in regards to creating that interest, that intrigue, making women laugh without trying or even being funny, and getting women chasing them down and having the options that they truly always wanted that they never wanted before. Where they're not even trying to get girls' numbers anymore, trying to figure out what to say to get them out, because these women are the ones working hard to get them. So if you know you're not in that place and you want the exact steps necessary to go from creating that connection to sparking arousal, it could be with a woman who's a complete stranger or a woman who's already blown you off. Those are my favorite stories that my clients have. Sign up now while you still can. I'm putting the event on Black Friday, this Friday. I know. I'm doing it because a lot of us have the day off and I really want you guys to be a part of it. It's free to attend, but I am charging for the replay, so make sure you sign up now. Do what you gotta do to attend. I'm gonna go through everything you need to know in order to spark that attraction within seconds of opening your motherfucking mouth. So if you know that you are maybe fumbling with your words, maybe fed up with small talk already, knowing it's not getting you anywhere with women, sign up now while you still can, and I'll see you guys there on Friday. And thanks for watching as always. I'll see you guys next time.